Cinderella's Royal Table and Be Our Guest are Magic Kingdom's most popular restaurants. But which castle is worth your time, money, and stomach space? Hey everybody, it's Chris for AllEars TV and AllEars.net. Today we're putting Cinderella's Royal Table and Be Our Guest head-to-head in a battle of the castle restaurants. So you know what we did. We went straight to AllEars.net readers and social media followers to compile this list directly from you to help your fellow viewers decide which of these castle dining experiences reigns supreme. First up, Be Our Guest. At Be Our Guest, you can eat inside the Beast's enchanted castle in Magic Kingdom. We're talking inside the ballroom where Beast and Belle have their famous dance. I know you're hearing that song in your head right now. This restaurant is located in New Fantasyland in Magic Kingdom, and they currently serve a prefix menu for lunch and dinner. There are actually 3 different dining areas, including the Grand Ballroom, the West Wing, and the Castle Gallery, and each room has a totally different vibe. The food served at Be Our Guest is mostly American and French inspired, and you currently get to catch a glimpse of the Beast walking through the dining area every 30 minutes or so, although he used to take photos with guests at the end of the meal.
Be Our Guest is probably it's the closest you can get to walking into a Disney movie when you're in a restaurant. Like, you walk in and you are in the ballroom that Belle and Beast danced in. Like, it is gorgeous. You're like, what are all these tables doing here? This is a ballroom. Like, that's your thought. It's not, oh, I'm in a restaurant. My favorite part about it is that you look out the windows and 1, it's snowing, but 2, it's animated snowing. So like, look out the window and you're like, am I animated? You're not, but you very well could be.
Anonymous reviewer said, "This is by far the best meal I have had in Disney World. My entire family loved it. The bread, soup, steak, potatoes, drinks, and desserts were all absolutely amazing. My sister says it's the best meal she's ever had. Definitely tried the gray stuff. It is delicious."
The price for Be Our Guest is $62 per adult and $37 per child, and it's the same price and the same menu for lunch and dinner. You get 1 appetizer, 1 entree, and the dessert trio. Appetizers include French onion soup, mixed greens, Maine lobster bisque, and a meat and artisanal cheese selection. You can choose from entrees including pork tenderloin, spiced vegetables, center-cut filet mignon, scallops, and chicken. Dessert includes the gray stuff, of course, as well as lemon jack macaron, dark chocolate truffle, chocolate tart, and vanilla cake with lemon curd.
Even though, I want to point out, I gave tours of this restaurant to executives. And John Lasseter, I gave a tour to John Lasseter of Be Our Guest. But no, I'll talk about the food, that's fine. Don't ask me about my cool hidden details. I didn't want to tell them to you anyway. I did. In the Beast, in the West Wing, every few minutes the last petal falls and the thunder and the lightning goes off. And if you look at the portrait, the prince's face transforms into the Beast very quickly. Make sure you watch it. Another one of my favorite details is that in the armory, the knights of armor speak to each other. Sometimes in French, sometimes in English, like maybe one will sneeze, another will say, "Bless you," and they'll have conversations back and forth. People don't really go in there anymore because the room's not needed for the full service situation. Also look at the cherubs up on top of the ceiling. Those were drawn of the Imagineers that did the restaurant as children or of their children. Also go to the Rose Room and look at the music box. That was a gift from Maurice, Belle's father, to Belle and the Beast as a wedding gift. And if you go over to Enchanted Tales, which still hasn't reopened, he has the blueprints for that on his desk. So now I'll talk about the food. Is the food worth the cost? No. All the things I just said are what's worth the cost. This is very much one of those experience restaurants where you're not paying $60 because it's gonna be a $60 steak. If you want a really good, expensive steak, you need to go to Chico or the Yachtsman or Le Cellier if you want a steak that's worth that much money. But Be Our Guest is about the experience. It's about stepping into that gorgeous restaurant that feels like you are stepping into one of your favorite stories. It's absolutely beautiful in there, and it's certainly a restaurant I recommend visiting at least once, especially if you've got a big Beauty and the Beast fan with you. Now, I'm not saying the food is bad. The food is good, and the food is better than the other restaurant we're gonna talk about today. I like the filet mignon, which is definitely the best bang for your buck as far as the entrees go. The French onion soup is very good. The charcuterie is very filling if you want that. And the dessert's good because you get to try the gray stuff. And as you know how it is. So I do think the food is good, but the food alone is not worth the experience. You are going because you want to be in this beautiful restaurant and experience it all together. I don't think you'll be disappointed by the food, but the food alone is not worth that high price tag.
Keep in mind that it can be hard to get reservations, and although you can request a certain dining room, it doesn't mean you'll be able to eat in that room. The main ballroom is a large space with falling snow outside large windows, while the West Wing is a darker, moodier space with occasional lightning and thunder, which you might want to avoid if you have littles. The Castle Gallery features a number of paintings of characters from the story, as well as huge dancing figures of Belle and the Beast.
Mouse House 36 said in their review, "The cast members were wonderful, but the dinner felt very rushed. The food was okay, but not worth the price. The dining room was loud and very distracting from a nice date. It's worth going to try at least once."
Listen, you've got to go eat in the Beast's castle at least once, but after your initial visit, it's completely up to you as to whether you want to return or not. I've had a great meal there, and that was enough for me. I've seen it, I loved the food I ate, but I don't have to go again.
The pros? Well, you're literally dining in the Beast's castle. It would be hard not to enjoy this setting if you're a Beauty and the Beast fan, especially since there are 3 very different dining room experiences to choose from. The cons, at $62 per adult and $37 per child, it's a bit pricey. There's slightly less dishes to choose from than there used to be, and the Beast no longer takes pictures with guests, at least for now. So before we visit another Disney castle, that really big, iconic one, head over to AllEars socials on Facebook and Instagram for more Disney World throwdowns, and AllEars.net to leave your reviews for everything Disney parks related, hotels, restaurants, rides, and more. It's up to you to change this list right now by leaving your own review. And who knows, your opinion may be the tiebreaker in a future episode. Next up, Cinderella's Royal Table. Moving over to Fantasyland, where the majestic Cinderella Castle takes center stage, you'll find Cinderella's Royal Table, where you'll enjoy breakfast, lunch, or dinner in a classic castle setting with simply stellar views of Magic Kingdom. Cinderella's Royal Table serves American cuisine with a prefix menu, just like Be Our Guest. Although you used to be able to meet with Disney princesses while dining, right now you meet Cinderella briefly from afar before dining. However, Cinderella does now greet guests in the lobby before your meal.
There's nothing like walking into this restaurant. It's Cinderella Castle. You are going into the iconic Cinderella Castle for dinner. Cinderella herself is there to greet you. It is absolutely gorgeous inside when you walk up the staircase. You've got to go eat there at least once. It's a must-do.
Review by Meg Yavovich. A must-do if you haven't before, an iconic experience that everyone should have at least once at Disney World. Lots of different princesses and the food was really good. It is rather pricey, so we probably wouldn't do it again for a while, but it's totally worth it to do at least once.
Breakfast at Cinderella's Royal Table is $42 per adult and $27 per child, and the menu includes breakfast pastries plus 1 entree. You can choose from a traditional breakfast, baked quiche, royal avocado toast, shrimp and grits, beef tenderloin and egg, and caramel apple stuffed French toast. Lunch and dinner are more expensive at $62 per adult and $37 per child, the same price as Be Our Guest. Again, the price includes 1 appetizer, entree, and dessert, with appetizer options including soup, charcuterie, royal cheese course, and heirloom tomato salad. Entrees include pork tenderloin, roasted chicken breast, catch of the day, and tenderloin of beef, along with a full selection of desserts.
Cinderella's Royal Table, another one that you are paying a lot of money to sit inside Cinderella Castle. Now, what I will say is it's definitely a different experience now that the characters aren't there. Additionally, this was a breakfast, lunch, and dinner with Cinderella and her friends, and so part of that high price tag was even higher, was because Snow White and Ariel and Jasmine and whoever was there and came to your table, and it was really exciting, especially for little kids who love princesses. Overall though, the food is not the best. It's improved vastly over the years, but just like Be Our Guest, you are paying to go sit in Cinderella Castle. I personally prefer breakfast. Not only is it less expensive, but it's harder to mess up breakfast. It's harder to make breakfast not delicious. At dinner, I've had the steak, which I think the steak is better at Be Our Guest than it is at Cinderella's Royal Table. I also think the charcuterie board as an appetizer is better at Be Our Guest. I think they've done a great job improving the food at Cinderella's Royal Table, because they used to like not even try. Like it used to just be like, we know you're in here for the princesses.
Reviewed by Imagineer Care. Me and my family ate here for dinner one night. While it was cool being in the castle, the food is not the best. It is a once and done kind of thing.
I would say Cinderella's Royal Table is a one and done restaurant, except I don't think it is. I've been to Cinderella's Royal Table, but I was a child. I don't have a lot of memory of it, and I would really love to go again and dine in Cinderella's castle. So that means it's a two and done restaurant. But then I say, if I'm ever like with a child one day, I want to take them to Cinderella's Royal Table to dine in the castle. So I don't think it's a one and done restaurant. I don't think it has a lot of draw for life phase. Like I don't think like if I went right now and like got to go again, I don't think I need to go again for the foreseeable future. But like when my best friend's daughter comes to Disney World in a few years, am I going to take her to Cinderella's Royal Table? Yes, because I'm spoiling that child. I'm spoiling the heck out of her. And we're going to Cinderella's Royal Table, and we're going to have a delightful time.
The pros, you have a wider range of dining times here. It's that castle, that Disney icon, and you can eat inside it as you look over Magic Kingdom. The cons, breakfast is cheaper, but it's still very pricey to eat here. You only meet with Cinderella, and she kind of just waves for a second before you eat, and there's no Disney princesses coming to your table. Lots of people want to dine here, so you need to act early to get a reservation. All right, before we reveal the winner, give us a like and please click that thumbs up. And if you haven't, click on that subscription button. You gotta subscribe, and when you subscribe, you ding that little notification bell and you get an instant notification anytime we post a new video. And if you really want to be part of our fun here in our community, be sure to follow us on social media at AllEars.net. Got it? Good. On we go. Be Our Guest and Cinderella's Royal Table offer pretty different castle dining experiences that are generally worth a visit at least once. According to the All Ears readers, the winner of the Disney World Castle Dining Debate is Cinderella's Royal Table, with a rating of 7.95 compared to 7.33 for Be Our Guest. Cinderella Castle barely towers over the Beast. See what I did there? How would you vote? Let us know in the comments. This is Chris for AllEars.net. See you next time.